Now the many people start being interested in Ken, or like well, even Tim Desmond. When we're talking with Tim Desmond and the Warner people, they offer us to help us to sign and use it. I mean, Warner was part of the agreement saying that we will help you. We will help you to find a new house. But nobody at that time were really thinking in that the possibility to use. This is something new that just came over. Even we didn't know that. Now when we hear about the idea, really this is something that we like the story, we like the idea, we love him, we think that if that's good for him, we will do it. But the only problem is that we have to be very sure. And we have to give him the opportunity, and we have to go step by step. Because if we start doing crazy things, like it's time to take it on out. All the time living with people and
Ready. Okay, here we are with Keiko, one of the most famous artists that recently have presented a very nice picture, and we will be very happy if we can convince some of the other big artists that are coming to Mexico pretty soon. That is Michael Jackson. He's going to be here at the end of the month of October, and we have plans to invite him to come over here to visit Keiko, considering that he is singing a song related to this kind of to the waves and to Keiko, and is in the picture, is in the film. We are going to ask him to come over to visit Keiko and to say hello to Keiko, and we will have a big amount of children invited for him to come to see Keiko at the same time.
Thank you very much. Mucho gusto.
Just talk it out with everybody.
But we were not able to come to any agreement until this moment. Therefore, we are now open for any questions you want, and I don't know if Benjamin wants to. Center of Well Research Inc. that is going to be represented by Dr. Kenneth Balcomb. He is the one that is going to take the responsibility on to take care of Keiko from now on, and by the time we release from here, or we take it out from here, this agreement is going to be signed also by all the organizations that are supporting him to do his job. We have accepted to sign a letter of intention in no more than 15 days from now, in which we are going to specify everything that we consider is important conditions for us, and also what we have understand is important conditions by for them, and in a period of no more than 6 months, it's a maximum of 6 months, we will sign a contract. Our intention is not to sell Keiko, is to give Keiko by free to this organization, but to give only the animal. We keep all the rights. We keep the name. We don't authorize anybody, this company or anybody, to change the name of the animal. Although we give them all the support to do these investigations, to go to Iceland or whatever place is necessary to try to find his spot, his family, and once we're giving 2 years of term for that possibility. It means that they will have 2 years from now, or by the time we sign the letter of intention, to find out the family and to come up with a proposal, with a serious proposal to liberate Keiko, to release Keiko to his natural wild. And if at the end of these 2 years nothing has gone to become a reality, of that the possibility that Keiko can go back to his natural well, we will take the decision. We, Reino, will take the decision of what to do with Keiko. It could be to bring Keiko back to Mexico if we build the adequate facilities, or could be to sell Keiko to any aquarium that could be interested in having it in the US or any other part of the world, and also to sell the property and the rights and everything of the animal. If the project is successful, we will keep the rights, the name and everything until the end of the project, when the Keiko will release in Iceland. So we think we are going to be very successful in this project. We will give the support. We like very much the idea, and we understand you have a lot of support of many entities or many companies, but our company reserves all the rights for any histories they want to write, the possibility of a new picture, of the merchandising of the whatever will be merchandised. I think that you want to add something?
I guess I have to ask, what happens if tomorrow SeaWorld calls you and say, call off that deal, we will offer you whatever you ask to stop that? My understanding is we have an agreement as of now that we're going to proceed in good faith with each other, and I think that's how we left it. I just want to make sure when I go away that I can in good faith say we are starting to raise money and bring on the scientists to help us with this project.
Yes, you can do that. I mean, in good faith. We told you that we don't going to negotiate with anybody, anything. This is something I had told you before by phone, but I can confirm you that now, that in this period of 6 months, or in the timing from now until we sign the contract, the final contract, we will not accept any offers and we will not negotiate with anybody else. But you also told us that in this proposal or this contract that you're going to bring in 6 months, for sure, we are taking for granted that you can assure us that you're going to take Keiko out of Mexico next year.
That's right.
By the time we talk.
That's correct.
And I think that wasn't, that's what.
And the other thing is that we have to clarify very, very well to all press and everybody that the decision of Reino Aventura to release Keiko, and we have too much documentation to demonstrate that, the decision of Reino Aventura was not right now or after the film or just before the film. This decision has been made more than 2 years ago, because we have very conscious of what is the situation of Keiko, and we've been trying to find a better place for him until now, that because of the film, everybody seems enthusiastic and willing to help.
What we have recognized is that we have similar concerns with Keiko, and that we have more attention directed at this one animal than any other animal perhaps in history at one time. And therefore, we have put together the broadest coalition of groups ever assembled to help one animal in history. And what we are really talking about here is not a purchase option, but a joint operation. We are going to enter this jointly. We are going to cooperate, for example, now before Keiko leaves, in putting chillers in the water and working with the trainers here to try to begin that process. When we do the move with Keiko, wherever he is taken, perhaps to Washington, we also want to bring trainers with him that work with Keiko here, so we can have a bridge over time, because so he's with someone he knows and cares about.
I'd like to just make it clear that this is a two-stage operation, that Keiko first needs to be moved by next year, by the end of next year, to a recuperation situation, wherever that may be, wherever the plan decides, and then there would be the next step would be Iceland.
It's a joint venture.
But studies in terms of trying to locate Keiko's family can begin almost
Right now.
immediately.
Yes.
Those
And we
efforts
have the
start right
enthusiasm
now.
and the commitment by scientists to do this.
What we have succeeded in do, this is really a historical moment, because it will be the first time, at least the good faith effort is made to return a whale to the wild. It's never been done before. And now we're taking the moment in time when we have the enthusiasm for this movie, albeit a silly movie, but it gives us the momentum to do things perhaps we could never have done before.
Could you run down some of the joint people?
The groups that are involved?
Groups in the coalition.
Sure. As a brief list, we have Humane Society of the United States, the Born Free Foundation of England, the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society, the Fund for Animals, Friends for Animals, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, Progressive Animal Welfare Society, Animal Welfare Institute, International Wildlife Coalition, Dolphin Project, and Defense of Animals. That's what we were able to get in about 3 days. And that's what we were able to get without even the assertion that we have had this agreement. With the agreement, we will get 100 groups within the next week.
I also
International.
I also think in terms of international scientific importance, we can't understate how groundbreaking this whole effort will be. And we have, for example, the inventor of the pacemaker, Dr. Jorge Reynolds of Colombia, has offered all of his logistical support. He's an expert on doing cardiology in whales, and he would undertake to do stress studies for free and be in touch with Reino at all times and work with them through that. We have Dr. Russ Hozell, who's the leading geneticist in terms of whales and orcas in particular. So the team that's being assembled is a team that probably has never existed before in the past, and it's all coming together under the aegis of Ken and the Center for Whale Research. And all of the NGOs involved will be helping to support that effort with Reino, with Ken, and it's a joint effort.
One thing we want to make clear is all, whatever corporate interest there is in this, since we are a joint venture, if they come to us wanting our endorsement, that is fine. We will also send them to Reino Aventura to talk to them. We are joint in this, and we proceed jointly.
And also counting on the support and the logistical support of Ceresol and the government of Mexico, because they will be the ones that need to provide export permits if Keiko is moved out of Mexico, when Keiko is moved out of Mexico. And so again, the government of Mexico taking a leading role.
Well, also as part of the Marine Mammal Group at the university, I really appreciate this, and it's what I was expecting, because knowing Keiko and Reino Aventura for a long time, I know that the interest is for the good, you understand, of Keiko, and also working here was the relationship that the university had with the environment was very, very good, and I know they are interested also in people knowing about the orcas and.
And we're hoping that it's students from the University of Mexico that that participate largely in any research that is done in Iceland, and any research that needs to be done in terms of rehab. We hope that this is an opportunity for students from the University of Mexico to start projects and do groundbreaking work.
And also working closely with SOMEMA, the Sociedad de Mamíferos Marinos de Mexico, and making sure that they're in step the whole way through, so that there's the scientific backing of SOMEMA as well.
I must clarify that I have the same problem that Bill Cheville had, that after 30 years of working as a researcher in this field, people automatically call me doctor, and I just can't.
I knew that.
And please, if it looked fraudulent if I were to be referred to as doctor like this. You know, just...
Your doctor's in the field.
Right, I was a doctor of air when they gave me Navy pilot, but that's different.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
I applaud the efforts of the people in this room. I think that's terrific to come to consensus.
Thank you very much.
So do I.
To come tomorrow to try to...
Could you qualify? Maybe he get him to qualify. What is he looking for from the book, right?
I'm not very good in...
That's why you're not a weatherman.
Senior Pointer, Tinian Pregunta, he asked, what Reino Aventura is interested concerning corporate support? That was his question.
Well, everything that is related to the name of Keiko, that is merchandising that is related to Keiko, or all the positive advertising that can be made for our company, that saying that we were the only company that accept the film to be developed here. Because I understand they were looking for many other opportunities that they never accept. So we were the first company that accept that, and really we did it with good faith and with intention, and with the idea to have Keiko busy during 6 months that we were at the park. Of course, that one of the ideas in that contract was that to get the Warner Bros. Support in these things that are happening today, and there were many talks and many plans that they were developed at that time that they will help us to find a new house for Keiko, and I think this is now the result of that. Now the support we need for corporations is not too much. It's only that everything related to the name and commercial matters had to be done through us, since we are the owners of the animal.
For an example, we are going to approach one of the capacities of nonprofit organizations is we can approach companies such as Flying Tigers to perhaps provide a 747 to move Keiko up.
Right.
We will ask Flying Tigers to come speak to Reino Aventura, find out what kind of a deal we can make, donate the 747, move the animal. It helps them, helps Flying Tigers for promotion, obviously helps Keiko.
If Pepsi wants to use to check the name of Keiko with his products, and as well as he's doing with Michael Jackson, since we have Pepsi here, we need to discuss that matter with Pepsi directly. If some other companies like Kimberly-Clark or Taco Bell or whoever wants to do something to link their name with this very popular artist, international artist, that is Keiko, we want to be part of the business, no? Taking care of that. And as I said, this is not what we were looking since the very beginning. But if it's going to exist, we want to be part of that. If it doesn't exist, okay, we don't do anything. But nobody does.
Given how popular he is, how will the Mexican people feel about him leaving?
Well, this is one of the this is the big worries that we have. Keiko has been here for almost 9 years in February. It's going to be 9 years. And he has been the artist for many children, and it's about 12 million people that have seen him. And then suddenly they're learning that he's leaving, he has to leave. I think that is going to be very sad for a lot of children, because it's going to be their last opportunity to see a whale in Mexico City. I don't think once Keiko is leaving, I don't think that we're going to have too much opportunity to bring him back or to bring another well here. So we are very seriously thinking that we have to give the opportunity to most of the people that want to say goodbye to Keiko to come in these next months that we are going to close the negotiations. And we know that there are many comments on many children that are very sad and are writing letters that Keiko shouldn't leave, that Keiko should stay here. But we think that everybody is going to understand that for the best of Keiko. And when the film will come to Mexico and everybody will watch it, will understand why Keiko has to leave.
Would you foresee in the future a place for displaying videos and such of Keiko as the time goes on, as being a draw for your facility?
Well, we could handle that. We could talk about that, and you know the park is very big, and we can fix it up all kind of facilities for that. So this is not we don't have anything in mind, but from now on there's going to be a lot of things that we have to start thinking and to do it.
One of the things that might be intriguing to contemplate is a virtual reality program, which actually the best technology in the world today to do virtual reality exists here in Mexico. The largest program that's going to be undertaken will be in the state of Quintana Roo. In the next 2 years, they're going to be building a facility which will include a virtual reality simulation of being with dolphins. So who knows, perhaps we can have Keiko in virtual reality, always here in the park, in that sense.
That would be very good.
What you're seeing here today is really the future. I mean, the SeaWorld cannot get wild orcas anymore. They can't get them from Iceland. They can't get them from Puget Sound. They don't have a large enough population to have an ongoing breeding population, not enough gene pool. So you're looking at an industry which is geared up very fast for 30 years and is slowly in decline. What Reino Aventura is really doing is showing the way forward. And that is what we are seeing here. This is a progressive idea, and it's the next step. It can be argued that it took marine parks to show people that orcas were not bloodthirsty beasts. Now we know that. It goes the next step. Now we know they have families, and it's time to do the right thing. And this is the first step in that direction. It's a very important one.
Can you, for the sake of the video, I've got here, your video, can you each give your name that's part of this little discussion that we just had?
Benjamin White.
And your affiliation too?
I'm right now in Defense of Animals, but I'm backed by about 12 other groups, so
okay.
A bunch of them.
Kate O'Connell of the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society.
Okay.
¿Tu nombre y dónde vienes? David Villasís, del Instituto Nacional de Ecología.
Gustavo Alfonso Hernández, del Instituto Nacional de Ecología.
Naomi Rose with the Humane Society of the United States.
Oscar Porter, General Director of Reino Aventura.
Juan Manuel Aguirre, gerente de operación del Manager of Reino Aventura.
Lourdes Flores, biólogo de la Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México.
Ken Balcomb, Center for Whale Research, USA.
José Luis Olórzano, Keiko's veterinarian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Porter.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right.
¿Se puede sacar una foto de este momento tan inolvidable? Tenemos que recordarnos ahí.
Okay, we're hooking up this Lubeck amplifier underwater speaker system.
I'll show you that. All right. Right there. Down below you'll see the little blue hydrophone. Speaker on top. Okay. Okay.
And we're also using microphone to listen. We've been listening to Keiko in the usual ambient noise. And then we're going to record him. We're recording him right now, and we'll record for a couple of minutes with all the pumps off and everything quiet. We have his veterinarian and his trainer's approval and their observation of this whole thing to see if he does any response different than what they have seen Keiko do in the past. They've played music and all kinds of sounds in the area, so Keiko's familiar with acoustics here. But he probably hasn't heard Norwegian whales. And that's what we're going to start with here, because they're the most nearly related calls that he can hear. Then we're going to do some Prince William and then some San Juan Island, Puget Sound area. I'm just talking about the video here. Tell it the notes of the experiment.
Okay.
Huh?
You're all set then? Not there?
Not through yet. Let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to, as long as Keiko isn't being bothered by it, and he may not respond at all, we don't know. We'll just play the tape out and see what his response is simultaneous with the playback. And if we have to, we'll shut off our hydrophone or speaker.
You explaining what you're doing?
Yeah. To the zero.
To the I can't wait to see the videos. The virtual reality experience.
Yeah, right. Here we are. This is Keiko's virtual reality experiment.
Yeah.
Virtual acoustic reality. No, it's not.
Careful with all this water around.
Well, a nice 12-volt battery. It's one of the reasons why I got a 12-volt system.
That's the biggest effort so far.
What's that?
Yeah.
No, pero Thomas Newham. Hablar con Thomas después.
Oye, ¿y nos van a regalar una copia de la película o no?
¿De esa película?
Sí, de Unitrico.
Yo creo que sí.
¿Sí? ¿Para cuándo?
¿Una copia de qué? Yo tengo una copia conmigo del video.
Tenían ustedes, ¿no?
No.
Usted tenía una película, él dijo.
Pero no es de... Tal vez no es de Free Willy. Es de Orca, si ya lo tengo. Se los puede pedir con mamá.
I'll put it on pause, Ken. Are you? You're still talking?
Heck, it may as well just play if you're in here.
Well, as long as the battery's there.
Okay, this is Ursinus Orca, Norway 83, Prince William Sound 85, and then we have some Puget Sound more recently.
Norway 83, 85, and Puget Sound.
Okay, what is this? The tapes are Norway?
Norway 1983, Prince William Sound 85, and Puget Sound more recently.
Oh, you don't have Iceland?
No, we're going to have to try and find Iceland.
Yeah, that
Going on a world tour.
That Discovery Cruise place, whatever she was talking about, they've got some.
Is it making any sound at all?
Yeah, a lot, I bet.
Making any sound?
Bueno, yo puedo comentar, yo le pegamos.
Try the connections.
Pero son de gota, y no me gustan a mí eso.
Y ahorita sí, la cosa verdadera, que Keiko es el animal más amado en el mundo que he visto en mi vida, ni hablar, sé nunca tiene algo espiritual, es la única forma de
Get out the instruction book here and everything's set right.
It's got magic about it.
Un segundo, no hagas ruido.
Alright. He's on there.
Yeah, but he's not going to stay there.
I know. He ain't gonna. Can they,
I'm going to put this.
Ahorita no vayan a golpear tantito, ¿no? Por favor.
Le dices.
Que tantito, por favor.
Okay, this is recording, right? Yeah, you just put it in the water on the right. So that way it's not directly into his tank. Okay, now move it more over toward the entrance.
Oh, scalp.
Okay. Is that it? That's it. Now I'm going to turn this off. We'll see if he does any response. Back on again. Okay, that's all you can go. Check those videos. Is that dolphin on tape too? Or is that... ¿Interesante o no? Bastante interesante.
¿Qué piensan ustedes de la reacción?
Normal.
Normal.
Ah, no, sí, normal, pero igual si uno avienta una piedra igual se queda así. No ha cambiado nada.
In the show we have much more success. He's used to it. So this is going to be a different reaction than it is like this with music. If I'm doing
This is Prince William Sound now.
Está tan normal que incluso ahorita está volteando a ver otra cosa que le
Sí,
causó
que ya no le
curiosidad.
interesa para
Sí,
nada.
ahorita ya lo que le causó curiosidad fue allá arriba. Está volteando hacia arriba.
Es un animal muy curioso.
Sí, sumamente curioso. Cualquier cosa, ahí está él.
¿Sabes? Va a aprender a hacer cosas rapidísimo. Es tan inteligente.
Aprende rapidísimo.
La cosa en que todos quedamos acordados es que sea lo que sea, si muestra algún tipo de problema en el salón o si no es factible, la mejor cosa es que todos vamos a decir, bueno, intentamos una cosa y si no sucede, lo mejor es siempre buscar un buen lugar para Keiko. Sí,
¿Y ahorita cuál es lo más próximo?
yo creo que hasta octubre serán que pasar.
Hasta octubre del año que viene.
De 94.
¿Tanto?
Bueno, eso es lo que dicen. Vamos a ver. Yo creo que antes se puede hacer una cosa. ¿Por qué? ¿Están preocupados por tenerlo aquí tanto tiempo? ¿O?
No, yo no estoy preocupado, pero yo quisiera ya saber qué va a pasar con él.
No, vamos a tomar la decisión. Si seguimos practicando así, la decisión estará tomada, ponerle dentro de un mes. Definitivamente el futuro de los pasos futuros.
¿Ah, sí?
Sí.
Porque yo ya quiero dejar en